I'm not saying that all art is beautiful, but all art is meaningful.
It's a journey. The more they see it, the more they learn about it.
We're honored to have two remarkable women who have made a lasting impact on the Indian art world, the visionary duo behind Gallery Navya. Their passion for art has shaped groundbreaking exhibitions and provided a platform for both emerging and established artists. It's a privilege to welcome Tripat.K.Kalra, the esteemed founder and curator who has dedicated decades to championing Indian art, and Meher Kalra, the dynamic executive director who brings a fresh strategic perspective from finance to art curation. Hi guys, good morning.
Good morning.
How are we today?
Very great.
I am extremely happy to be sitting here with you today in your home gallery, where I am surrounded by so many of these prestigious works, and I just feel very glad to be here. Tripat ma'am, Gallery Navya has been started by you. You have been a very important part of it throughout the years, and you've played a very pivotal role championing Indian art. Uh, I want to ask you how it all began, what made you want to start Navya, and how has the journey been?
So it's been a fabulous journey, and art is something which I love. Meaning, I've always loved it from the time I was a kid, where I would go to the modern school में होता था the Shankar's competition, and every year I would come back and tell my mom, this year I'm going to win the prize. The first prize is going to come to me. And it never happened, and I realized that I'm not meant to be an artist. So went on to become a textile designer, started my own work. And then when I had my babies, I left that. And I realized that art is something that I've been collecting, and it's something which I enjoy the most. There's two things which I enjoy the most in my life. Three: reading and gardens and art. Art and interior, put it together. And I thought that we have this beautiful space. We'd made this space in 2004. And it was supposed to be for something else. And I thought it's so beautiful. I can make like a beautiful art space, a gallery. And that's when the idea came. And I thought that I'm just going to collect art and I'm not going to sell. And it's going to be a space for people who love art to come and view in this beautiful surrounding.
So
That's
they started to come here
This
right
was
back in 2004, 2005.
absolutely. And I would put a couch somewhere. I would change the feel of it. I would change it with the artwork that was put. So that's what made it really interesting. Meaning, people, different type of people would come, and it was purely by invitation. That time, it was not like a huge business. Art was not like that. Meaning, the biggest galleries that you saw were like 3, 4 of them, and there were few collectors. They were serious collectors. They would just come, they would be with the art, they would be with you and talk about it. It was a जैसे एक उर्दू का वर्ड है, हिंदी का वर्ड माहौल अलग होता था.
So they used to talk with you for
Yeah,
a lot of time?
yeah. Meaning just come, then we would order our coffee or tea and sit. And then this was it's a different entrance to this space. Later on, we stopped this space for public viewing. It's only by invitation, and like high value works are here. So it's very limited people who come in here. It's by invitation. And the public places are now 3, 4, couple of them. Yeah.
Understood. Meher, your journey, on the other hand, has also been very fascinating. From a finance world to completely been a part of the art world for the last 15 years. How has that transition been for you?
So professionally, I would say that I studied accounting at UMass Amherst, and I worked as an internal auditor in PwC. Came back to India, worked with Ranbaxy. I was a foreign currency trader there for a couple of years, and then decided one day that I'm going to study art. So I went to Sotheby's, studied art business in London, came back and said, I'm going to start an online art portal. That time, there weren't too many, only Saffron had just started their online portal, and I called it the Rooftop Art Gallery. And then I got involved with Navya, and since then, the journey has been with Navya. Personally, it's also been very interesting and very lovely. I've been, it's for meaning having my mom in law as you could say as a boss, and then as my mom-in-law, one rule that I always follow, and I've had it in my mind right from the beginning, is my mother-in-law is always going to be my mother-in-law. So that respect has to always be there. So I keep it as my golden rule, and as business partner always comes second, but as in mom-in-law it always comes first.
I thought about this. Usually, what happens is when people go through college and then they're working for a couple of firms, then they, it's a very hard and a very anxious but a conscious decision for some of them to change careers. After working with PwC and then Ranbaxy, did you also experience this anxiousness, or were you excited to move into the art world after so much?
So I think I was anxious when I was working there. I think I didn't, and that made me realize that this is not for me. I think that led me to, realizing that maybe this is the right time to shift. And when I started, with Sotheby's and I started studying art and I realized that, why art business? Because, I have the background of the accounting and the finance. So, I have the backing there, and now going with something that is more passionate. And I also realized that, people is something that I love. Relationships is something that I enjoy. So here I get to interact with so many, artists and clients, like so many. So I realized this is the right field for me. So there was always excitement.
And I'm sure you've been happy for the last 15 years. That's why
I've
you've
been
continued to do it.
Yes, I've been very excited. But yeah.
Great. Um, as a 24-year-old young chap, I would say that I'm still learning about uh, how art can inspire us, how art can inspire others, how you learn from art. And even when I came to the art fair, I saw some admirers who were looking at artworks for like 30 minutes straight. I am not at that stage yet, but I'm learning to get there. What's something, Tripat ma'am, you feel that you wish that art curators would know more about how important the role of art is in our lives?
No, that's not up to the art curators. It's up to the person.
Okay.
The art curators are doing their work really well, and they are showing you whatever they want to show. Now it's up to the person who's looking at the art and what they take out of it, what you imbibe. Like you all may go to the same college, but different people will imbibe something else, like XYZ. Everybody will get something different out of a lecture, out of a presentation, out of a field tour. So it's like that. I feel that it's up to the person how serious they are about what they are doing.
And what about you? How have you appreciated art in all of these years, and how has that transition been?
So I feel like, we get in the gallery, we get two types of people. We get people who come, young collectors who want to invest into art. And then we get a lot of new budding people who are just wanting to get into art, but they don't know how to go about it. So the role of a gallery, how we play it is, I think, people who are coming as an investment, we guide them towards that. And people who are coming for the first time, we just make it into a safe environment and give them a lot of knowledge, and make it very inviting for them so that they can keep coming. So just give them a lot of, tell them a lot about the artist and
Tripat ma'am, you've not really had formal training in art, but you've gained so much knowledge over the years. Would you say it's only by exploring and traveling and getting to see a lot of different artists in your lifetime? How has art become something that you know so much about?
So I always felt that I always tell everybody who comes to me, hone your eye. These are my golden words. Hone your eye. You look at it and you take it inside. You it's not rocket science. It's like, yes, and do your study on it. Research, look up whatever you see, look it up. And now, we have the world open to us with the net, and we may get like wrong, right, rubbish, anything, but then that's up to us what we get out of it. But it's very easy now to, from the time when we were there, we used to read and read and read. Meaning books, art books, go to libraries. I would go to, meaning it was my golden triangle when I was in school, end of school. It was going to National Museum, NGMA, Lalit Kala Academy, and then the fourth was Triveni. So this was the third bit. Triveni and Lalit Kala are right next to each other.
The
And
golden
I would
triangle.
spend the whole day. I would spend the whole day, morning to evening, in between कहीं पे कुछ snack खा लिया. तब तो वो ज़्यादा नहीं होते थे. We never had too many of these, like fancy cafes or whatever. You may even be eating a bread pakora outside the National Museum. But this is something. Triveni had that, meaning the objective was that do it in such a way that eat at Triveni, because that had the best food or cafe or whatever. But this is what I did, and I really tell a lot of young people that do visit, do read, do research.
So when you say research, what exactly is it? Do you mean, like, what do you research about art? What is it that you read about?
So you read about different genres of art. You read about masters, Indian. You read about Indian art. You read about, it may even be the Ajanta Ellora. You're studying about sculptures, the Ajanta Ellora, the Khajuraho. Our art and religion was so connected. If you look at it, look at the temples. So it's something which I feel that, we have art everywhere. It's so amalgamated with our life, but we don't look at it. Yeah.
Just out of curiosity, is there an art piece that you would never buy, no matter what? Is there something that you would never buy?
I always say, people come to me and they say, what do you say? And I say, what touches your heart? Take that. So if it doesn't touch my heart, I don't touch it.
Okay, well said, well said. And again, what is in this world of art? Is there timeless art, or can art also have trends?
Yeah, trends come in, and trends, like if you see in fashion, you look in anything, there are trends. But trends phase out also, trends remain. Certain bit of a trend may remain. The whole thing may not be there as a whole, but certain bits which are important to a person, they retain those. And our trends come, they go, and we learn from them. And the next generation learns from a certain trend that came in. That's what makes the line of art so beautiful.
Understood. Meher, you've always been on the front end. You're dealing with so many people. And within what we've seen is that people have very different ways of appreciating art. Some people like to invest more on art versus some people like to invest more on furniture and other accents and accessories. So have you seen this shift change over the last years where people are appreciating more art, they're inquiring about more art to you? Have you had these conversations with so many people?
Yeah, so I feel like a lot more people are interested in art. A lot of younger, collectors are coming about as people are doing their homes. They're more aware of, just like how they're more aware of the interior designers and who they want to get furniture. They're more aware of which artworks they want to get. They're also now, studying their artwork before coming to the gallery. So they're a little more knowledgeable there from what it was earlier. So I feel like that shift is happening, and they're also experimenting. Like they are going into like, okay, I've not heard of this artist, but they're using a different material. Tell us more about. So they're becoming more like they're taking a little more risk, and they're so it's a nice space that way. Yeah.
I think you're right, and I see so many people when I go to the art fair also,
Yeah.
and I think the numbers are increasing, and you know. A lot of architects and interior designers that I see nowadays, they come with their clients.
Yes.
They show their clients, okay, this is available.
Yeah.
This is something that goes well. So I think that's also one way of appreciating and kind of telling the client, okay, go for art, and they're increasing their clients' knowledge.
Yeah,
Also.
and also some people are a little shy and they get overwhelmed. So it's nice when, they come with somebody and, kind of walk it, and they also get the confidence, right? So I think it all goes together hand in hand when they're making like the houses and all of that. So yeah.
If we talk about newness, as you said, with experimenting new artists and new materials and all of these things, your gallery's name is Gallery Navya, which is also in relation with the word new. I want to ask you, how difficult uh, is it to introduce new artists and introduce new techniques and introduce new materials? If something has not already been in the market, and if a name has not already been in the market, how do you predict that, okay, this is something that I have seen in this person, and this is something that might boom in the next couple of years or however many years?
So
Any one of you.
yeah. So I feel like I think Navya that way has always kind of promoted young upcoming, and I think one of the initial years we even did this Indo-Korean ceramic show, and ceramic that time was not very well appreciated by most people, but one wanted to encourage ceramic, and it was like Indian as well as Korean ceramic artists. So one is constantly trying to give them the platform. One is trying to show the audience also different material. Now, of course, ceramic is a popular medium and people understand it and it is doing well. And now I think for us, we're introducing other materials, maybe digital art or, more of photography or like, we're trying to show so that people learn more about it and eventually then they start buying it. It's a journey. The more they see it, the more they learn about it, they buy.
Is digital something that excites you and excites the audiences these days?
So would you like?
I am old school, so I guess that what the art that I have seen in India, overseas, that's the art that drives me. Although Navya was named Navya for the reason that I would always say that there's lots of artists who don't have godfathers and godmothers. And I would say that they are the ones who need. One of the profiles of the gallery is they must help out. They must help young artists. Some of them did not even have money for paints and brushes or paper, which even till date I do. I give a certain stipend. If somebody comes to me and they say we don't have money for buying paints and all, so I will tell my account that certain amount like 5,000 a month, just put it in their account so that they're able
Enough supplies to work.
Yes, and then if there's no, I feel if there's no food in the stomach, how can you survive? So this is for the soul, for them, that they need to. So I take it very seriously, my role as a gallery. I feel this important. And I feel that Meher also has, she's seen this happen and she's also with me in this. Meaning, like these are different profiles. Hers is something, mine is something. But I think that it goes along very nicely. So new is something which I have always wanted to. New techniques, this, like I've been a lover of sculpture and of ceramics. photography. So we've even incorporated early years shows which have all these three. There may be big ceramic work, there may be photography, and there may be ceramic, So it's something which, like, newness, new. That's something which I've always gone by, and I feel that Navya sticks to that.
So, Tripat ma'am, as a very young 24-year-old chap, I am learning to understand what people see in art and how art changes us, changes our thinking, and inspires us. Right? I want to understand from you, what is the one thing you wish more people would understand about the role of art in our lives? And this goes for me also. That's how I would like to start seeing it now.
Art enhances our life. Art is something which, I'm not saying that all art is beautiful, but all art is meaningful. And sometimes you feel that, yes, it's beautiful and it'll beautify my space. But there's some art which is for the soul. And it sort of gives you a great feeling inside when you look at it, when you look at, it can be anything. It can be a woman's journey which is portrayed over there, and a woman might relate to it. It may be a beautiful landscape, and you're going through into that whole scene. So art really, for any young person, which I feel that everybody, even these days, young people are kids, meaning how much they're able to absorb and talk about it. I talk about my own grandchildren. I feel that they are like my gurus. They teach me so much about the art. So it starts young, and I'm really glad that schools, like my kids, go to a very good school, and my grandkids. And the questions they come up with, they sometimes awe me and sometimes they surprise me, but they make me very happy. So I feel question, look, and then you'll find your answers.
Meher, I'd also like your perspective on this, especially coming from a different background.
So I feel like, we get a lot of, different type of people who come to the gallery. We get a lot of young collectors, who are looking at art as an investment. So we advise them differently for that. Then we get a lot of first-time collectors who come, and they feel very overwhelmed when they're coming in. So we make sure that it's a safe place. We give them the advice that, first you understand the artist. We give them a lot of knowledge about the artist, so that they feel comfortable coming again, asking questions. And that's how we kind of...
That's how they kind of take it in,
They take it
understand,
in,
and
yeah.
then maybe relate.
Then they relate,
After.
then they come back, and we just make them very comfortable, and we let them, ask us, and we just like part a lot of knowledge with them.
So with art going digital nowadays, do we have a preference? Is it classic physical art, or the new digital wave that's coming?
So of course, there's this digital wave that is coming in, and everybody is very excited about that and wants to know. But I think personally, I feel like Navya still, I think I could say for myself, I feel still very attached to the physical form.
Understood.
And, the classic, not classic exactly, but the seeing it personally, viewing it versus digitally. So, yeah.
And what about you, ma'am?
And so I'll give you an example. When we land at Goa airport, there's this screen on which the digital art is going on, all right? And each time I go, I look at it. And that's the way I look at art. I look at even like a painting, a sculpture, anything that's physically 3D, 2D. I look at them and I see what it says to me and what it does to me. And that work, now that is digital art. I never knew I would respond so beautifully to it. But according to me, I just stand there and I look at it while I'm waiting for my bag also. There's a huge screen over there. And there's an artist called Tripat.K.Kalra who's this is showing over there. And I think to myself, and each time I will message him that I loved it again. And I think to myself that maybe in my home, I would like to do one of these. Because you see, it is movement. And ये पुराना बहुत बना हुआ है हरकत में बरकत. हरकत होती है तो कुछ आपका वो एनर्जी चलती है वो होता है हरकत डिफरेंट चीज में होती है बट इट्स वेरी नाइस टू सी दैट मूवमेंट.
No, I'm very happy to see that you responded in such a positive manner to what's up and coming. So you see it as exciting and not challenging.
No, I feel that somebody may not think that, oh, do I want to spend that kind of money? Because it's something which it's not portable. You cannot take it from here to there. I'm moving house. Do I want to take it with me? I don't know whether I'll find that right place or whatever. But the other art is definitely that you're able to take it to different places and you're able to change the space. Here you need that screen and you need that technology for it. But to me, it's an important part. And I'll tell you, the younger generation, what do they call them? X, Y, Z, which ones?
Gen Z.
The Gen Zs. Yeah.
Z. So Gen Z is what they are going to respond to this. Because their mind works like that. It's very active. Yeah, it's super.
No, I'm glad. At the art fair, I went to Carpenter's Workshop Gallery and I saw this artist called Martin Bass. And what he does is there's a clock and he erases the digital circle and then he writes the numbers and he redraws every minute of the clock again till it completely rotates the whole circle. I'm not explaining it well, but it's a part of digital art only.
Yeah, it is. And there's no limit to it, no? It's the imagination.
Yeah. So exactly. So what he did was that his aim was to show how time flows. So in one aspect and in one of his digital works, he had a camera from the top. The top view was looking at the ground, and there were two sweepers sweeping garbage in a way of a clock. So the minute hand is just being swept and swept and swept till it comes back, and then the hour hand is being swept again.
Yeah.
So that is also thinking in one way.
And it's a metaphor in life also, no?
Yes.
Yeah, very interesting.
Yes.
Lovely.
Okay, let's talk about something which can be fun for me and difficult for you to answer.
Wow.
In this amazing house full of art, if everything had to go away, which would be that one piece that you would fight for to keep?
So they may not be one, they may be five, because each one that has a story. For me, that work is most important, which has a story attached to it. Yeah. It's like, so there's one in which when I I'd always wanted a Hussein painting. And when I was fourth standard, and I saw, my friend had her home, and Hussein Saab was a tenant in the second floor. And one day she said, my friend name was Neeru, she's no more. And Neeru said, come, we'll go up to his, he lives there, he's an artist. We went there and I saw this most beautiful work. Small room, as big as your carpet, I guess. And on one side is this painting. And there's the sun and there's a horse. It was a visual which was very vivid in my mind. I came back, I told my mother that Neeru took me there and to his house. His name is Hussein, and very nice painting I saw, and can I buy it? So she said, A, why did you go to a stranger's house? Why did you go? B, you want to buy art, you're a student, you're studying in class 4 or 5, whatever. She says, no, you're not to go there again. I said, and Neeru said, it's very cheap, it's 500 rupees. So she says, do you know how to earn 500 rupees? So when you earn, then you buy. So this is what happened. And I met Hussain Saab in the 90s, and I told him about this. And he said, I will make a work for you. And he said, what do you want? I said, I want you. I want your grandfather. I want the oil lamp. I want the Ghoda Gadi. And I want the horse. And he made that work and he got it for me. So that was one of my most important, for me, emotionally, one of my dearest works has been.
That
Like
that has to be priceless. That's
It
actually
is
priceless.
Yeah.
You know,
It
having that memory of you
Yes.
being drawn to his work at such a young age,
Yeah.
and then meeting him and sharing that story and receiving something is
And
really
now
priceless.
you see this work of Christian Kalra, which is displayed here.
Hmm.
I went to meet him, and his daughter-in-law and I were together in college, Kamini. And Kamini said, I want to meet a few I told Kamini I want to meet a few artists. And she said, okay, you come home and you meet Dad. And I met him and I said that, sir, I found this, talking about 2005. I love this Bandwala work of yours at a gallery. And he promised me a certain amount and then he backed off. And I really want one. So he says, okay. What price did he tell you? And I gave him the price. He says, so you see this work? I will give you this work at that same price. And don't feel bad about it that you don't have my work and that person didn't give you. So that again was so special.
Yeah.
Like it's these are priceless
Priceless
memories.
moments
and
of
they're-
life. Yes.
Yeah, and they're priceless works for me. Yeah.
Awesome. Running a gallery together is, again, I feel, a masterpiece. And I want to know more about how you are together at work and at home.
So it's very interesting. I think what we initially I used to learn a lot from mom on every aspect, and I feel like now what we've done is we handle different things in the gallery. So maybe the young and upcoming, I'd be handling the senior masters. Mom would be because of the relationship and all of that. And that's how we divide. And we have so many spaces now. So, we'd be in a different space unless we are exhibiting in a particular exhibition. Then we're always together and we're kind of curating it together with a curator and the artist. So, and then we do our planning, of course, is always together. What we are planning to put in the calendar. And of course, coming back home, I remember initially when I was living in the same house with mom, dinner table conversations used to get so hard because we always itched to talk about art. And then we had to be like, no, let's not talk about it because everybody in the family is getting so like,
And the men in the family are finance.
They're all so it was either talking about stock markets or about art. And then we had to consciously make an effort that we cannot talk about stock markets or art on the dinner table. So yeah.
But while you're at work, is it more of, okay, let's be professional and it's just business, or you feel that no?
No, totally.
Yeah.
Totally business.
Yeah.
Acha, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Unless the artist is where we can be a little bit more of a natural self. No, it's a challenge when you go for an institutional or a corporate meeting. I once even said to Meher a couple of years back, and she was appalled. I said, maybe you should call me ma'am when we are here. And she was appalled, and she looked at me, and I said, okay, Meher, okay. But it's a challenge. You don't want people to think that, okay,
Just because,
mother-in-law, daughter-in-law kind. You don't want them not to take your business seriously. That, it's like earlier time नहीं होते थे वो घर का वो है. So it's actually very challenging.
I actually feel the same thing also.
Yeah.
With me, I have both my parents in the business, right? So for me, calling mom and dad in a professional environment is also a bit weird. So I tend to resort to calling them other things like
Or nothing.
Yeah. Either you call sir or ma'am, or what we've done is we've made it very easy. The whole office calls them by their initials. So that's very easy for me also.
Yeah.
This is for ST, this is for BT, something like that. So it's very easy for me to navigate through that also.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe we should do that because I'm known as TK.
TK.
So
Yeah.
just say, yeah.
Peak is a good one, actually.
So that can be.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I can say Meher and she can say TK, which is,
Yeah.
Yeah, actually.
yeah, it's interesting.
Yeah.
And I always tell Meher that this must be the only mother-in-law, daughter-in-law team running an art gallery.
Yeah.
And I don't see any. I say नहीं मैंने कभी history में नहीं मैंने देखा है.
Yeah. I've never seen
Exactly.
a mother-in-law and daughter
That's when I came and I met you guys for the first time. I remember talking to you about this, and I was also quite happy to see this kind of a duo.
Yeah.
And I thought that this will be so fun and interesting when we talk about so many things together. That's nice. That's nice.
Yeah, yeah.
If we talk about learning, when I see mom and dad work, I learn some things from them. And what happens is when you see someone when they're serious and they're in a working mode, you kind of imbibe the good qualities from them, right? So I want to know which are those qualities that you have actually taken up from each other.
So I can go first.
Yeah.
I'd say I think mom is like a perfectionist. So I would feel like in the last so many years, my eye towards art has sharpened because I see her being such a perfectionist. So I've learned so much of that from her. And then one more thing, I feel like she's always taught me is that. Don't sell too fast. Like, don't be in a hurry to sell. Hold on to what you have because what you have is great. Artwork, right? So don't be in a hurry.
Just because someone's
is
coming
wanting it and really like, she's like, hold on to it. What you have is also priceless, and the artists have worked towards it.
Super.
Yeah.
And I think that's the only place where we may have had a difference. That where I will say that, no, we're not selling this work. And she would say, no, mom, we, or whatever. Then, okay, अगर आपने बोल दिया है तो कर लो, लेकिन
but patience is key.
Patience.
that is like there's this famous saying, and if you were to look up in history, the richest art person is the person who never sold his stock, meaning from early years, from 1900s, who just kept what he had. So I'm not saying we want to get towards the riches, but we do want to have a substantial collection. You see, this collection is something which you'll be able to pass down to the generations. And then also, anytime you want to make a museum or something like that, where you want to open it to public for people to see. And where each one, each work has a story.
Okay, so I was actually taking it in the wrong sense. I was taking in the sense that, okay, wait for maybe a better offer to come up or maybe wait for that, but you're taking it towards like a legacy rather than...
I feel good art. And then later on, see what happens. It is total ephemera. Na? So later on, what happened, we don't know. After me, what happens, what then after her or after, my other kids, what they do with the art. But what is in the gallery, I feel, could turn into a museum. What is personal could be passed down to them. It's like that. Yeah.
Coming back to your quality that you have maybe incorporated from Meher or that you love about Meher.
Yes. It is, she's very patient, and Meher she's a very, if I say good person, that doesn't mean I'm not, which I am. I know. Like
I remember you said that there's music in her voice last time.
Like Jayashree always says that मैं बोलती हूँ तो ऐसे लगता है मिठास, and it is like that when she talks. It's very sweet.
Okay.
It's very endearing, and you want to talk to her, and she likes people. She's a people's person.
Lovely.
Yeah, and that's something which I feel that yes, it's a great quality in Meher. Yeah. And sincerity is something which I always say that, yes, it is something which must remain in business. And we both adhere to that.
So something that I was researching about and I found very interesting that I want to talk about is that historically I've seen that the value of women's artworks is lesser than the value of men's artworks. I was researching, and in a global context, I learned that women's artworks are valued 47.6% lesser than men's artworks. And then even in Indian context, there are big shot artists, Amrita Shergill, but still compared to their male counterparts like Hussain Saab and Raza, uh, I think the values are little lower. Do you agree with that? Do you see that changing? Anything that you...
I feel that Amrita Shergill would be at par with anybody. You look at even small drawings, she would be.
Okay.
So, what happens is that now for art to be evaluated, and valued, there's many things that go into it, right? And Amrita had everything going for her, plus the big collection that NGMA made of her works earlier. Okay, so I'm little bit going off, but telling you that when my golden triangle thing was
there.
going on, I would, meaning at least 2 hours would go into the Amrita Shergill enclosure at NGMA. And because I was small, the works used to look really big.
Big.
And later when I saw them, they never looked big, that big as they did. But they have evaluated and they have gone up like how. So it's not that, I don't think there's the difference. I'll tell you what it is. Women are makers of their homes, their hearth. They take care of home and hearth, I mean. So a lot of that, they are very talented. They come out of art school the same way, the men and women. But they need to get back into their own, often. I mean, not all the time, but they need to go back into their life at home, and
Balancing a lot of things at the
they
same
are
time.
balancing that. So sometimes they get a little bit of a setback due to that.
Understood.
So that may happen, and they catch up in the later years. If you look at the stats, you'll see later on they will catch up.
Catch up.
The talent is there, everything's there, and but they were not able to devote that kind of time.
Maybe in the beginning,
And
yeah.
yes, they were not, because they had so much more to do, which is there true for women all across, I think. Isn't
Understood.
it? I think it's that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Got it. And Meher, if we look at it from your lens,
Yeah.
and another perspective, would you feel that a lot of clients approaching you to invest in art are men or women?
So I think a lot of ones who are wanting to invest into art are men.
Okay.
And a lot of women also buy art. They buy it for their homes. So their thought is not towards investment. Their thought is that, okay, there's certain artists they've been following and they want to buy for their homes. But a lot of men actually come in to say that how much will it appreciate? What percentage will it appreciate? So they have those
Understood.
technical questions, and they are more. Yeah.
Understood. And since you've exhibited in India also and abroad, do you see these patterns internationally also?
So internationally would be, I think there is no favorism towards, we didn't find any favorism towards women artists or men artists.
Okay.
And internationally, we had our first fair at Singapore this year. And it was so interesting because there were so many Chinese collectors and Americans who know about Indian art and who have been following Indian art for so many years. So it was very nice to see that. Yeah.
I feel with you being there with so many artists, attached in their day-to-day lives, conversing. And I remember I was talking to Jayashree ma'am about this also. She was, saying such nice things about you. I feel spending so much time together and, knowing what they're doing, talking about all of their artworks, understanding how their life trajectory has been, I'm sure all of these artists would be like family to you now.
Yeah, meaning having known them since the year 2005, it's like, how, I don't know how many years. It's like almost 20 years, and doing so much together and going on holidays. Like how I met all of them was at an art camp which Gallery Navya did in South Africa. And till date, they all remember. And all the artists who went, whether they are Manu Parekh, Madhvi Parekh, Sakti Barman, Maiti Daltai, Paresh, Jai Shri, Radha Krishnan, Vaikuntham Ji. I mean, I'm just naming a few, but they are all like, for me, they are family.
Yeah.
And they become like that for Meher also, because she's also, since she got married, it's like they've been mom, dad's like very close friends and stuff. So it's been a very, very lovely journey, and it's very enriching because artists are they're very, I call them childlike, like Picasso said, na, that every man is born an artist. It is later on when we grow up, we change. So the artists remain artists. There's that endearing quality, there's that simpleness. And so I call it simpleness and simplicity both. And very, they come out very warm and very lovely. It's wonderful.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I feel that some artists have some quirks also about them. Some habits which are little eccentric, little surprising. Have you ever encountered something like that?
Yeah, I'm sure they would have also encountered from me. In me, they must have seen so many of these quirky things. Let me think, and then I will come back to you.
Okay.
I'm sure I'll think of something. Hmm.
Lastly, I feel that when I saw you at art fair, I was very, very happy to see you interacting with so many people. I know that you're at that stage of your life where the team can easily handle all of these things. But I saw you enjoying explaining what this artwork means. Even when I was walking with Meher, when she was explaining me the different artworks, I saw you were with someone, and then I came back later on. So and then again I saw you. What is it that still makes you want to be present for all these occasions, still talk to people, answer their questions, explain them what the artist has done?
So here I want to tell you that any of the art fairs, whether it is like Singapore, here, Bombay, so it sounds very mean, but I make my guest appearances. Mel does all the work. She does all the work, and then I say, if you run into any trouble, you want to ask me anything, you want any help anywhere, you call me. Otherwise, I will come like the VVIP visitor, and I'll come and see. And then, of course, I'll be the mother and I'll criticize also. Thoda to karungi na, tere ko tang karungi. So, no, it doesn't happen like that. I go and everything's been done very nicely. And why I like to be there at least a couple of hours, because art is what I enjoy, what I love, and I want people, if I have even this much knowledge on something, I want to share it. That's the reason I'm there. That plus a lot of young struggling artists come and they just want to say hello to me. They'll say, ma'am, hum aapko milna chahte hain. So I just say that here's my card, send me an email. I hand out so many of my personal cards just
Lovely.
for this reason that who will they go to? They come to a gallery, they want to go to the face of the gallery. And that's something I do for that reason. Also, I spend, you can say, 3 hours for my, the sales and taking people through. And then 1 hour in that day would be, talking to them.
Talking to the
Yes. Yeah. And last year we came out with the Navya grant, which Meher was handling. So these artists who came, so they said that, ma'am, we really want some of the winners. They came, the one shortlisted one. They said this year they came, and I said, yeah, we will discuss, and you share with me after it's over. You share with me in an email or something that this is what we were inspired by, and what is it that you would like. And these are our works, and how would you guide us further? Because we need some guidance. So these kind of things, I feel that they can only happen in an art fair because you're there. See, in an office, it's closed doors. You don't know. They don't know somebody's there, not there. They come from all over. For the art fair, they travel from far and wide.
Far away.
And they are there for it, morning to evening. That's the reason.
And I think with answering their questions, making them understand what is going on in the art market, I'm sure they must be having so many questions for you. And with the grant that has come up, all of these supplies going to them, and maybe after some years, if they kind of buck themselves up, then Navya will also introduce them with the new gen, which is coming along.
Yeah, and see, that's part of the thing that we are supposed to, matlab, we want to show them.
Yeah.
One solo we want to give them,
Yeah.
the three winners, and the others we want to do like a group show for them, which gives them that encouragement. In fact, when we did the opening for the grand show, it was interesting. One person comes to me and he says, "Ma'am, my first opening mein aaya hu." He was from
Wow.
somewhere near Goa. He says, "First opening I've attended. I didn't know कि opening ऐसे होती है." And Meher had decided that we'll give them a proper opening with the
Oh, nice.
wine and cheese and everything. Let them experience what
What the opening is.
Yeah.
How people come,
Yeah.
really enjoy with
Yeah.
wine and look and stare.
Yeah.
Very nice.
So they were very, very happy.
Yeah. Super. And Meher, I want to end on a positive, futuristic note with you.
Yes.
What do you feel is the scope of Navya moving towards 2025? And how is the gallery expanding, and what's new which is coming for the gallery?
So I think the vision for us is we plan to do a lot more international fairs. We want to definitely take our artists more global. We want to showcase them there. We've come up with a grant last year, so we want to now support these artists, mentor them, do a show for them, and every 2 years or 3 years come up with a grant, so that we're kind of nurturing the youngsters as well as, taking the seniors and the youngsters eventually globally. So that's
Super. I am very much looking forward to be very well connected so that I can experience all of these important milestones which are coming in the years ahead.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Now, in the game segment, the game is all about who is more likely to. That means that if I ask you a question, is Tripat ma'am more likely to do this, or is Meher more likely to do this? And how you point it out is with this arrow. So if you go right, that means Meher, and if you go left, that means Tripat ma'am.
Okay.
ठीक है? Great. So let's begin. Who says sorry first? In any way. Okay, good. Good, I'm glad. Who is the bigger perfectionist? You? Okay.
Yeah.
Who takes longer to get ready for an event? Who can't resist buying just one more art piece? Okay. I thought so. Who gets more emotionally attached to the artworks? Yeah. Who is the social butterfly at art events? You're right about all of them. I'm good. I'm happy I meant, sorry. Who has the better sense of humor?
I would say
Both.
Yeah, that's
there it
it.
goes. Yeah.
That's it. Who is the bigger workaholic?
I think you. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Who would be more likely to get lost in a museum for hours? Who is more experimental with new art styles? Who is more likely to burst into a song in the middle of work? Or none? Okay. Third, okay. Who is better at handling last minute exhibition chaos?
Yeah.
Who gives the best pep talks? Who is more likely to say, okay, let's order food instead of cooking? Okay. Who remembers birthdays and anniversaries better?
I don't remember at all.
Neither do I.
Yeah, I don't.
Who is the bigger shopaholic?
Yeah, undoubted.
Yeah.
Who is more likely to play peacemaker in the family?
I think, yeah.
I think it's both.
Yeah.
It's both.
Got it. Who is more likely to convince the other to break the rules?
Maybe.
I think Meher.
Okay.
Because I'm a stickler.
Okay, this is nice. Who, because I'm sure this happens, at least at art fair. Who gets secretly annoyed when someone touches the artwork?
Yeah.
I don't.
Always has a plan B when things go wrong.
Yeah.
Great. Who gives better gifts for birthdays and special occasions? And lastly, who takes longer to reply to family group chats? Okay.
Worse.
Well, this was
Yeah.
this revealed so many more insights, you know. And the best part was when you guys were pointing at each other.
Yeah.
Sorry, at yourselves instead of each other. That was fun.
In one
Yeah.
we did.
Yeah. That was fun. I am so happy we did this.
Lovely.
I've really enjoyed, really learned a lot, and hope to stay very well connected.
Of course.
To
We are
know-
connected now.
Yes.
Yeah.
To know
lovely.
all about your future commitments and growth. And thanks.
And we wish you the very best. And this is a great endeavor. You know, the podcast. I think it's amazing because we are connected. You know, it's art and aesthetics. And there is such a fine dividing line. And I'm really happy that you're doing this.
Thank you
Wish
so
you
much.
all the best.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thanks.